So this is a 1-minute answer. It's a follow-up bike question. Thousands of people use bikes to commute in Arlington. Data continues to show an upward trend in numbers of people who use bikes for transportation. Will you support the acceleration of that trend by supporting protected bike lanes in and between Arlington's major transportation corridors? And those are the ones that can have bollards, curbing, can have the parked cars between the bikes and the travel lanes. So will you support that trend by supporting protected bike lanes? And if you want to add specifics about, well, one specific I'd like you to add is, would you be willing to convert an auto travel lane if necessary to do that?
Yes, very definitely. I'm interested in shared automobile lanes, especially as an alternative to more bike trails, which I don't think we have the land capacity to absorb. Now, I want to mention a controversy that has come up. I understand there is a Washington Boulevard bike trail contemplated that would necessitate the removal of 140 mature trees. And the Democratic candidates were asked a question on this subject by the washcycle.com blog during the primary, and the question was whether they would support cutting down trees to construct the Washington Boulevard bike trail. I understand Katie declined to answer the question because she said she needed more context to offer an answer, and Christian said the loss of 140 mature trees was an acceptable compromise.
Read the full quote, Audrey.
Well, I have it here.
Time.
All right. The battle is joined. But you only have 1 minute.
It's public record, you can read it. You don't have to rely on selective interpretations of quotations. But anyway, back to the question. You know, when I think about bike lanes, I think there's a lot that I need to learn about it. I look at the road diet that was done in Shirlington. I see that as a great success in actually providing a lot of access for people on Shirlington Road. We're experimenting on Wilson Boulevard. I'm interested to see what the data show there in terms of what we could do there permanently, whether it's protected, whether it's integrated. I'm open to what really experiences are. I was a part of a conversation, this is DC, so it's not Arlington, but there were a group of regular cyclists who actually expressed a little concern about protected bike lanes and actually found that riding in the road was safer for them. They felt like that was a better way for them to travel. So I'm not interested in making a unilateral, yes, protected bike lanes everywhere. I think we need to have much engagement with people and see what data show is the best options.
So I am supportive of the idea of protected lanes where possible throughout the community. One nuance that I think is worth elevating is we think about the Wilson Boulevard road diet, for example, which I think we still have a lot to learn from after that plan was implemented just this summer. But I am encouraged by the fact that it had the sign-off and support of the Bluemont Civic Association. And I think community engagement around changes like this are going to be so important. So helping neighborhoods think about how this might fit in their neighborhood conservation plan, for example. I think it's important for us to acknowledge that sometimes investments in multimodal infrastructure can feel counterintuitive, can feel like they are making traffic worse, and can raise concerns like that. And so really making this neighborhood-driven processes and encouraging folks to see how protected lanes can fit in the transportation within their own community is going to have to be the way forward rather than imposing it as sort of a countywide mandate.
I think we're going to have to take a look at this on a case-by-case basis because you can't really draw assumptions for the entire county. You have to take a look at the road, and we also have to look at the data and so forth about how this is working out for the community, how it's working out for the cyclists, and how it's working out for the folks that are using the road in terms of driving every day. Because the impact upon drivability of the roads is going to be another one, and we have to move people through the county because the county is a major corridor for folks going into the District of Columbia and other places, and there's business in the corridor. So I think we're going to have to look at the road, we're going to have to look at the case-by-case basis, we're going to have to look at the data, and we're going to have to get input from the bicycling community and the community at large, and then we can come up with the right answers to this question.